What's up? What do you think we should do today? You think maybe we should head out, maybe take a walk out by the park or something?
Sure.
Cool. Alright, let's dude, your glasses are gross. Hey, go ahead and clean those off quick before
Well, why should I?
They're really gross, and think about what someone might say if they see that.
All that.
Right? Think about it. Do you want your friends to see you with like crusty stuff all over your glasses? How do you
No.
think people will think about you if they see that?
They would think that's not good for me or anyone else.
Right. I don't want to see that. And socially, you would stand out. People would see all that stuff on your face and on your glasses and might not want to talk to you or approach you because of your hygiene of your products or your clothes or whatever it is. So how about you go wash them and then we'll go head out to the park and maybe meet some friends or whatever.
Thank you.
Cool.
Hi there. So in that last video, we asked Isaiah to act out an example of a problem behavior and how we would handle it. So there's a few points I'd like to go over that were important in that video. So first of all, regardless of a client's age, we need to be addressing problem behaviors. It's really difficult to keep employment and have healthy relationships if those sort of extreme behaviors are occurring. So for their long-term success, they're super important to address. Also along those lines, we need to be careful with physical restraints and things like that. It's never allowed to restrain a client. And so we don't want to back down to problem behavior, but we also need to remember that we cannot physically restrain them in any way. And so if safety is a concern, we might need to get the police involved or things like that if it goes to that extreme. But hopefully it never does. So some things I'd like to talk to Carlos about in regards to handling problem behaviors with adults is, could you just explain a little bit why you think it's important and some of the factors related to that?
Sure. I think handling it is super important. That's part of what we do in ABA therapy. But even more important so as with our young adults and adult clients, because through most of their life, they have been getting away with these problem behaviors by doing what they're doing. In Isaiah's case, he intimidated or tried to by yelling, "Why should I?" standing up, getting big by standing over me. And what I did right away is I put my hands up to show that I'm not threatening or threatened or being intimidated by him, remaining calm, staying where I am, didn't flinch, and then kind of talking him through the social situation that happened or that made the behavior occur.
Sure.
So talking him down and through it. With Isaiah, I know that he's not a physically aggressive young man, that he just tends to get loud and will invade personal space. Mm-hmm. So just trying to take that into consideration, as well as making sure my staff and the whole team is on the same page. Mm-hmm. As soon as Isaiah knows that, oh, so-and-so is the weak link, mm-hmm. that I can go ahead and do this problem behavior and not have to do whatever it is that the demand was on me, then I can go ahead and get away with it with this person. Mm-hmm. So making sure we're all on the same page and not showing that intimidation factor as mm-hmm. someone like Isaiah and some of our other clients will take advantage of that.
So in the video, you had a really calm response, even though, he was standing up and intimidating. How do you stay calm? How do you, not having that emotional response is so important to get the behavior to go away. So how do you do that?
I think part of it, not having an emotional response, is that, it's our job. That's what we're there to do. Ultimately, if Isaiah were to go and have these behaviors in the community, rather than, filming, you would probably want to address the same thing, and then you can kind of bring more of the confrontational stuff up while you're in a secure setting, whether it's home or in the car or something like that, where you can talk about it more open and freely.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So what about in the video, you addressed his glasses, they were dirty. And so, you maybe could have avoided that conflict by not addressing that, but you took it on. Why do you think that was important?
Sure. A lot of the battles we pick, especially with Isaiah, are going to be hygiene and social skills and how he's coming across with his body language and his, visually how he looks. This is just some of his goals to get him more accepted by peers, get him ready for vocational skills and jobs, and making him more acceptable in leisure activities. So we felt it was valuable to call him out on any of these physical things to present the social outcomes and what could happen, as I talked through in the video, where I said, people aren't going to approach you, people might not want to talk to you, and you're going to look gross, and people are just going to want to stay away.
So one thing with working with young adults, it's really important to explain the why behind things. They're old enough to understand, and we're not pushing them on these issues because we're jerks. It's the compassionate thing to do. We're trying to help them succeed. So the explaining piece is really important. I'm taking on this issue because it will help you in this way. So definitely make sure to have that piece in it when you're pushing a client outside of their comfort zone.
One other really important thing too is to relate to them, the young adults, by saying, I have issues I'm working on too. Otherwise, they're going to feel singled out, secluded, like, why am I the only one with this issue? So it's really important to, even if there's something somewhat relatable, saying, I'm working on this at home for myself, or I know someone else is working on X, Y, or Z, just to help them feel relatable and that they have something in common with somebody and not the only one working on stuff.
Absolutely. There's been situations with Carlos and his clients where they would do group challenges about health stuff, or, so the whole team, therapists and clients, are working on goals together so they don't feel so singled out or like they're the only one who needs to improve. So that can really help.